So we've been following bilingual children both in Washington State and in San Antonio. And we have, with our little brain caps, these are before the $2.5 million machine, showing that if bilingual little kids get input in both languages, motherese, face-to-face, exactly what we expect to see, their language is beautiful. They discriminate the sounds of both languages. They are learning the words of both languages. They do as well or better in learning words than monolingual kids. But a side benefit that we heard is that these kids are cognitively more flexible. It doesn't mean they're smarter, but when you give them a new problem that they have to solve, the little bilingual kids are more adaptive at inventing a new solution. So here's an example. This is a monolingual baby. We put an 11-monther problem in front of her. We've got a plexiglass box on the table. We put a toy in there. There's only one door open in this plexiglass box. It's on the baby's right. And so the baby's job is to get the toy out of the box. And they push on it and they do all these things. But eventually, everyone solves this problem. They figure out how to get the toy out of the box, and it's a big hit. But then we turn the tables, so to speak. We turn the box around and the open door is on the other side. So now the baby has to figure out that old solution doesn't work. Just like us, they try the old one first. They push the box, they all push the box, but they go to the thing that worked before. Try what worked before. But in this case, it doesn't work. They can't find access and so many of our monolingual kids don't solve the problem. So here's an 11-monther, a bilingual Spanish-English bilingual baby, and she's going to do the same thing, push that box. And then she'll solve it. They all solve the first problem. So we know that they can do it. It's not a limitation. And they love finding the toy because they want to keep it, of course. They have to give it back. But now we're going to turn the box around and give this child the same problem. Okay, so the baby watches, you put it in, and take a quick glance to the old way, but the bilingual kids are faster and more accurate at inventing, and they work hard to get it, okay? So, I mean, what's happening from the standpoint of the brain is the prefrontal cortex is having to choose. If you're bilingual, you have to constantly activate this machinery or that machinery. Who am I talking to? What's my social context? Am I firing up French or am I firing up Tagalog? And so that toggling back and forth is very protective for the human brain. It not only makes children and school-aged and adults more cognitively flexible, it avoids Alzheimer's to a higher degree. Less diagnosis of Alzheimer's in bilinguals or at a later age. It slows cognitive aging, which all of us will experience.